Today, we're gonna have a little symposium impromptu here on the rest pause method. Okay, so symposium, not in the Platonic tradition, meaning they used to have a big banquet, everybody sit around and drink together and talk about ideas after they had a lot to drink. This is just gonna be talking to you right here, right now. So, rest pause versus a cluster set. Okay, so there may be a little confusion. I don't think there's necessarily a working definition of either that everybody's accepted. So when I refer to rest pause training, it's gonna be a little more open-ended, meaning it's not necessarily a certain amount of reps or sets you have to hit, depending on which style you're using, versus like a cluster set, in my mind, is a little more defined. So if you're going, it's 10 sets, 3 reps, 15-second break, that's a cluster set. Where rest pause might be you do as many triples as you can with a 15-second break. So here's a couple of the different styles of rest pause training. The first one is a prison style, or no, I call it the Jim Williams style. It's the kind Jim Williams did when he was locked up in Rockview Penitentiary. So that style might be you go like with 90+% of your max. You do a single, you could rest anywhere from like 20 seconds, some people do like 15, all the way up to 60 seconds, which would be someone much stronger. And you'd go for as many singles as you can, or in some cases a specified number. But Jim Williams go right above 90% of his max, rest anywhere from 20 to 60 seconds, do 6 to 8 singles. So that would be one way to do rest pause training. So that's gonna be more obviously for strength, neural adaptation, so that wouldn't be as much as like you're trying to put on size and things like that. Then you have another one is like a method I use, and I don't know if other people use this very often, but it's sort of like the Jim Williams type of training tweaked for hypertrophy. But the difference is I call it like an open-ended rest pause. So what I might say to you is, okay, we're gonna do lat pull-downs. Okay, you do 6 reps, you rest 15 seconds, you do as many sets as you can. Okay, where a cluster set might be you do 6 reps, rest 15 seconds, do that for 5-6 minutes. But with the open-ended one, you just keep going until you fail. So that would be a variation of that. So typically the rest pause training I use, which is great for putting on size, strength, busting through plateaus, is you take, say, let's use a bench press for example, 65 to 80% of your max, okay? And you do as many reps as you can. And then you rest 20 seconds and do that again for as many reps as you can. You rest 20 seconds and do that as many reps as you can. So you start off, let's just say you have 80% of your max. You hit 7 reps. You rest 20 seconds. You might hit 3 reps, rest 20 seconds, and finish off with 1 or 2 reps. So those 3 mini sets is 1 rest pause set. So why do I like this, okay? First off, when doing the research for Jailhouse Strong, it was amazing how many of the great jailhouse lifters have used a variation of the rest pause training. So like when Big Jack, Tukey, those dudes were all training in South Central in Tukey's backyard. They line up 3 bench presses, they hit as many reps as they can, basically walk slowly to the next one, do the same thing, variation of the rest pause. Michael Christian trained that way. Then obviously Jim Williams, so all these different variations of the rest pause, but here's sort of, another thought on it. I've personally used it with a lot of great lifters and a lot of, average lifters and intermediates, okay? And what it does is from Al Davis to Johnny Jackson and people in between, what it does is it's sort of like there's the leader instinctive principle. So here's another advantage to it. Think about it like, okay, so if we want to sound more educated, a big buzzword in strength training right now is autoregulation. Henceforth, just kind of go to how you feel that day. You feel good, you go for it. You feel like crap, you kind of back off. Or the leader instinctive principle where if you feel good, you go for it. If you're not, you sort of back off. So what rest pause training does is you go as many reps as you can. When it's like a core lift, you don't want to actually miss the weight. You stop one shy of failure, repeat. Those 3 mini sets take advantage of that auto-regulation principle. So if you're having a great day, you bust your balls, hit a PR, rep PR. Not such a great day, you back off. Another thing, why I call it the universal kind of gainer, is like, think of it like this. Fred Hatfield many years ago did an experiment. He over 100 different people, he had them test how many times they could do 80% of their max in like various lifts. Okay, so the rep ranges were like sometimes like 3 to 4, all the way to 21 plus. So if I arbitrarily walk into the gym today and say, hey, today we're gonna squat 85% for 5 sets of 5. On the surface, it sounds like a pretty good workout, but it's kind of a big circle jerk because a lot of people are not gonna be able to do that. So some people that can do 80% for 4 to 5 reps don't have a snowball's chance in hell of doing that. Other people that can do it for 21 reps are gonna blow right through it. So with rest pause training, if I said, hey, you know what, you gotta do 85% of your max for a rest pause set, guess what? It's gonna work. You know, everybody's getting that element of maximal intensity, so there are gonna be some adaptations, whether you're, you know, predominantly fast twitch or slow twitch. And the gainer element there is maximum intensity. So when I do these for strength training, we wanna make sure you don't wanna actually fail on the lift. So if you're doing it for a bench press, you don't actually get there and fail. You wanna stop before, like right before technical failure, right before you're gonna miss the lift. But then if you're doing it for hypertrophy purposes and like smaller movements, like, you know, like tricep push downs or something, you can literally go to real failure. So these different rest pauses are a great way to build size and strength. And now you guys know why I love rest pause training.